please, for the love of God, like, if you have a business, do not use Cash App or Venmo or Stripe as your only means of transactional history. Just because you are doing this business on the side or you're doing something on the side does not mean that it does not have to be set up or that it can't be set up professionally. Hey, Bossettes. I am the Bossette Kristen Bird. Let's go ahead and jump into 5 tips on how to turn your side hustle into a business. Let's go. All right, so tip number 1, set up your finances like you're running a business. Making sure that if you're not doing anything else and you don't know what else to do, but please make sure that you are using a separate account for your personal and for your business. Some people may think, well, it's just a side hustle, I don't necessarily need to. No, you need to, because number 1, there are a lot of people that really disqualified themselves and their business from receiving help during the pandemic because they simply just did not have separate business accounts. And there was no way that the lenders were able to know what were personal expenses and what were business expenses, or they had accounts like Cash App and Stripe. Please, for the love of God, like, if you have a business, do not use Cash App or Venmo or Stripe as your only means of transactional history. The reason I say this is because those weren't really set up to be banks for businesses. Now, I do understand the need to use Cash App or to use different transfer type of accounts. That's fine. I actually do take payments via Cash App, but then I will transfer them to my actual business account, and I will make note of who that payment is from, what it's for, so that I know that this is income. You want to make sure that you are absolutely keeping those separate and keeping those things notated. And then, like I said, if you're using Cash App, please go get a business bank account and start sending invoices. Transfer those funds into your actual account so that it shows as income, and that you can get a online bank account. You can get a brick and mortar bank or a community bank, or there's so many different options. Yes, it may take a couple of hours out of your day, but these are the things that actual business owners do or actual businesses have. And so I want to say this, I am not trying to put down anyone who has a side hustle. I am not better than you. No one is better than you. However, the way that your business might be structured right now is in the government and lenders and clients may look at you as a side hustle and not an actual professional business. Just because you are doing this business on the side or you're doing something on the side does not mean that it does not have to be set up or that it can't be set up professionally. Maybe you love your job and you're not necessarily trying to go full time with it. That's fine. But please make sure that you are setting yourself up for success, because you never know when you may need help, or you may never know when you might actually need to lean on that business full time or want to take that business full time. So go ahead and set it up now or from the beginning to actually be successful and to look credible, so you don't have to worry about any missed time. Now, the second tip that I have for you on how to turn your side hustle into an actual business: please file your taxes. I am a professional tax preparer and tax planner. However, I am not giving you tax advice because I do not know your specific tax situation. So to get specific advice on your situation, you do need to speak with your tax professional because your situation may be a little bit different. With that being said, consider actually filing your business on your taxes either next year or doing an amendment for this year if that's what's best for you after speaking with your tax professional. The reason I am saying this is because, again, many businesses missed out on help because they were an actual business or a side hustle bringing in income from their services or goods, and they weren't able to get help, and they're still not able to get help because they don't have any financial records. A lot of times we go and we get that EIN number and we think we're an actual business and we got some records. Your financial records does not start until you actually file your taxes, because technically, if you are making an income and you're not reporting that on your taxes, that's fraud. And a big misconception is that most people think that they have to make a certain amount of money to actually file their taxes. And that's not true. You can actually not make any money at all and file your business on your taxes. And it may even help your situation as far as tax refund time. Again, I'm not giving any specific advice because I don't know your situation. So definitely speak with your tax professional about that. And if your tax professional is telling you that you should not file your business, get a second opinion, because sometimes a tax professional who does not specialize in business may not really understand what the need to actually file your business. And I'm not talking down about any tax preparers at all. We all have our strong suits, but I have seen a lot of entrepreneurs miss out on opportunities because they're not filing their business on their taxes. Third tip I have on how to turn your side hustle into a business: you only work when you have a client or a sale. And outside of like maybe posting on social media, but you're not really working on your business. You're working in your business, but you're not working on it. And yes, this may be a side hustle, but you want to make sure that you are doing those extra steps and studying about your craft, or you're actually working on a website, but you're working on those things to make you look more credible. And when I say credible, you just want to be in a position where you're always progressing. Well, if you're actually working on your business and you're implementing new strategies, or you're doing some more marketing, you are setting your business structures up correctly, there could be more extra income coming in because you're actually putting in more work than just when you have a client or when you have a sale. That's just one thing that you could be doing to actually work on your business instead of just working in your business. The fourth tip that I have is you don't have a schedule. This is also for my full-time entrepreneurs, because just because you're full-time as an entrepreneur does not mean that you're not running a side hustle, does not mean that you are running a full business. You don't have a schedule to actually determine when you're going to do certain work in or on your business, because there's this big myth that we have of making a corporate escape, that if I had my own business, I could be in control of my schedule and I can work when I want. That is correct. But sometimes what we do is we work for someone else, and we are structured, we are scheduled, we, are organized. Then we start running our own business and there's no structure, there's no schedule, there's no organization, because we feel like we have all this freedom. And we do have this freedom because there's no one leaning over your shoulder telling you what to do. But I can guarantee you, and this is from personal experience, if you start to actually schedule things out, you will get so many more things done. This is why I'm actually able to do this video today, because I actually put it on my schedule. And at first, I was never able to put anything out. But now that I've started adding every single thing to my schedule, and I mean down to doing my daughter's hair, okay, my business is running much more efficient, and the goals and things that I had to do for my business, I'm actually able to accomplish those because I have a schedule. And if you think about it, for individuals that this is like usually for call center employees, and I know because I used to be one. For me, when I was working as a claims adjuster. I had work that I had to do that would be off the phones. So I would have my phone time scheduled, and then I would have my actual, I forgot what we called it, that time where I was able to actually work on my files. That would be scheduled, and then I would have my break scheduled. So I would go to lunch at that specific time. And yes, I hated it. But I do realize now that I have my own business and
I'm scheduling everything. Yes.
And now that I am actually scheduling everything, I see why that makes employees way more productive. They may not like it, however, it does work. So just because you left that business or left that company does not mean that you should actually throw out the schedule and just, stand on this soapbox of having all this freedom because you're an entrepreneur. No, use those same systems in your business so that you can actually run your business like a business and not a side hustle. All right. Now we're at the last tip for today. The fifth tip that I have on how to turn your side hustle into a business is investing in your business. I am referring to coaching. I'm referring to help. A lot of times we get stuck in the mindset of wanting to have additional income. And so we get excited when we are bringing that additional income in and you're able to spend it. I totally understand. And that was me. But I will tell you that actually hurt our business. Our first year in our business, we actually made a really good profit. We made $50,000 our first year in business. But the second year and the third year went down to about 20 something $1,000. And I was learning, I was doing a lot of research in my business. And to be honest, we could not afford to pay for some of the coaches that I wanted to get. Yes, I learned a lot on my own. I learned a lot by DIYing things. So I understand if you don't have the money, but sometimes you have to find the money because either you're going to be investing your money or you're going to be investing your time. Investing time that could have been shortened. We didn't have the money, so I had to invest my time. And by doing that, we lost about 2-3 years that we could have actually been successful. So we could have been successful year 2 if we would have took some of that money from year 1 and invested it into a business coach, right? So it took almost 4 or 5 years for my DIY research and learning and educating myself and doing things by myself to actually have benefited from it. So do not be so keen on not paying anyone because you could learn it on your own. You could, but how long is it going to take you to learn? And then how long is it going to take you to actually implement? That is going to take away from your time doing the activities that's actually going to bring in the income. So with that being said, those are my 5 tips on how to actually run your side hustle like a business. If you are someone who is making that transition from corporate or would like to make that transition from corporate into full-time entrepreneurship, I am a wealth consultant and I am also a certified business coach. I help professional women who are transitioning from corporate to full-time entrepreneurship, and I structure their personal and their business financial pillars so that they can have a solid business foundation and start to take on more profitable opportunities and make their money actually start working for them. And this way they can go ahead and make that corporate escape and actually live the Bossette life that they desire to live. If you are someone who would love to make a corporate escape, go ahead and reach out to me via social media. You can DM me, or you can go to my website, Bossette Consulting, schedule a business success call with me, and we can have a conversation. With that being said, make sure that you find a way to boss up today.